Hi everyone, welcome. In this video, we are going to perform AWS Aurora RDS major version upgrade using what we call blue and green deployment strategy, okay, with minimum or no downtime. Okay, so what we have here, we have an existing RDS cluster. Okay, so this version is running on version 16. Okay, so if you look at the configuration, we got our version here running on 16.4. We want to move to 17, okay, version, which is a major version. Okay, so what we are going to leverage on is what we call the blue green deployment strategy. So what is the meaning of blue green deployment? So the blue is the active or the live cluster. So in this case, in this scenario, what I have provisioned here is the blue. That is the live one, the one which is currently running. The green is the new one that we are going to create. AWS is going to help us to create that. Okay, that is a new, fresh. No, as the name implies, can you see green? Green is like fresh. So fresh DB instances will be created, and then the database or the data will be replicated, will be synced into the new one from the blue one. Okay, so what we will do is we will do the test on the green. Okay, once we are happy everything is fine, what we will do is we will switch the traffic from the blue or the existing cluster to the new one, which is the green. Okay, and then later on we can nicely delete the blue one which we don't need. Okay, so the green one will be having the new version. Okay, so let's get this going. So what I'll do is I will go to action. So I'll check the box, I'll go to the action, and then nice and easy, AWS is going to help us to do this deployment. So you select create blue green deployment. Okay, and then that is the deployment name. You can leave it the way it is. As you can see the configuration, so this is the blue, the one we already have, our current or live cluster serving our customers. Okay, that is it. This is the default parameters. Okay, right. What we are going to have is the green instant configuration. This is the new cluster AWS is going to create. With this cluster, it will have the newest version which we want to move into it. Okay, so from 16, we're going to move to this for the green. Okay, these are the parameters, the default parameters, okay, that we have on here. So what we need to do, if you look here, is telling you because we are going to copy, we are going to sync the data from the blue, the existing one, to the green. We need to replicate, okay, the data from the blue to the green. Therefore we need to fix, or by that we need to make changes to the settings of the cluster. By that we mean we are going to change the perimeter group, okay, of the cluster. So we will have the capability to be able to replicate the data from the blue to the green. Okay, to that end, we will allow AWS to fix this for us, create what we call perimeter group with the required configuration to be able to do this. Okay, when you make changes to the parameters, because this is more of a static change, is going to reboot the cluster. So bear in mind with this one, you have a tiny what we call downtime for the blue cluster, but this is minimum. Okay, compared to when you actually doing, let's say, an in place upgrade. So this is just going to be minimal downtime. It's just a reboot of the instance to apply the changes to the configuration, right? So we will allow AWS to do that. We check that box and we will go next on that. Okay, and we are happy to confirm that AWS will make changes to that perimeter group, and then we are happy to confirm that. Okay, so if that is confirmed, we go next, and then what we'll see is how the replication is going to happen. Okay, so this is the deployment strategy. We're going to copy data from the blue to the green, and we're going to attach some parameter group to it. Okay, So again, more detailed configuration here. We are running on this current version, which is blue. So your live or your current one serving your customers to the new one, which we are going to test. Once we are happy, we will switch. So this will be, running alongside this version. We will test this version and make sure we are happy. We will switch traffic to the green, and then once we are happy, later on we can nicely remove the blue one. Okay, so we are happy with it, and what we need to do is to just gonna cause the reboot. Okay, so let's try and reboot that. Okay, so you can see it's fixing the parameter group. Okay, what I will do is I'll pause this a little bit, and then when everything is up and running, we'll come back to it. Okay, so as you can see now, so the DB is getting reboot. Okay, after the reboot, okay, the blue green deployment will kick in, and then a new green environment, okay, a copy of this blue will be set up, and then replicate the data into the green one. Once we're done, we will test it, and then when we are happy, we just switch over to the green one. So this will take a bit of time. Again, let me pause. Once the deployment starts, I will let you know. Okay, I will switch back and you'll be able to have a look. Okay. Right, quick welcome back. Right, you can see that the green blue deployment is happening now. Okay, it's in progress. Right, so what you can see, you could see the blue green deployment strategy. So blue green deployment strategy is happening. Okay, this is our blue, and you can see there's a new instance spinning up, which is green. Okay, so things are getting modified, things are getting created, things are getting provisioned. So again, this take a bit of time. I don't want you to watch the whole screen like that happening. So the same situation, I'm gonna pause and then I'll come back, okay, and show you when everything is getting near, and then we take it from there. Okay. All right, see you in a bit. Right, so it's taking a bit of time. So what is going through now? So it's copied the data. Now is doing the upgrade on the green clusters. Okay. So again, once the upgrade is complete, okay, we will have a full cluster being provisioned, and then we will do the switch over to the green. Okay. So again, it's taking a bit of time, but let it complete, and then we'll circle back to this. Okay. See you. Hi, right, welcome back. Now you can see the deployment has been completed. So you could see your blue clusters and then your green clusters. So like I said, the blue is your current or your production cluster serving your customers. Okay, so if you look at it, so we are running on the old version 16.4, and you can see, let's go into the other clusters, and the new, which is the green, running on 17.9. Okay, so we want to switch, which is the blue green. So both of them are currently running. We will do the test. Normally you do your check, validation check, okay, making sure all your extension or your performances are working as expected on the green one. Okay, once you are happy, you then switch from the blue and then to the green. So you do a cutoff, okay, directing traffic from the blue one to the green one. Okay, so let's do the switch over. Like I show you, we got these versions. We want to switch our traffic to the new one. So here again, you go back to the deployment strategy here, and then what we need to do is to see, you switch over. We are going to switch over from the blue to the green. Okay, so at the end of the day, we are happy with the green, and then we are moving forward. So switch. Okay, so as you can see, the traffic will be switched. Cancel that. Okay, all the way to the bottom. Give me a second. Let me just grab a quick screenshot of that. just grab this screenshot in a minute. Okay, right. So you could see our strategy. We are switching from the blue to the green, basically allowing incoming traffic from our client to be moved to the green one. And then later on, once we are happy, all traffic are getting done, we can switch back to the, sorry, we can switch to the blue, sorry, the green, and then delete the blue. Okay, or you can leave both of them running, at some point when you are confident that everything is fine, then later on you delete the blue. Maybe you think sometime something might happen with the blue one, you can switch back. So this will allow you to switch back, and then whenever you need to. Okay, so you leave it for about a week or so. Once nothing is happening, you are confident that the green is doing what it needs to do, you can delete the blue. So let's scroll to the bottom and then allow the timer setting. Let's leave it for the 5 minutes is fine. The switch over doesn't take that long. So at the end of the day, let's switch. Okay, switch over. Now the blue will be green and the green will be blue. Basically, that's we are switching over. Okay, you could see the switch over is happening. Let me cancel this. Okay, again, I'm gonna pause the recording, and then once the switch over happen, I will come back and then we'll continue from there. Okay. Right, welcome again. So the switchover didn't take that long. Now you can see the switchover has been completed. Right, the green one that we had, okay, is now turned into gray. So we have the blue one, okay, which is now, sorry, the green one is now our blue one. Okay, so this is what we have now. Right, so can you see the old? So this is the old one. So you can leave it a little bit later, and then you can delete that. Okay, so this can be there in case you want to revert back to your old one. You can easily switch over again like we did. Okay, but later on, if you don't need this, you can remove it. Right. So on a higher level, this is how you can perform what we call Aurora RDS major version upgrade, leveraging on blue-green strategy with minimal or no downtime. Okay, the reason being the switch over, and then when we're doing the parameter change, causes a little bit of downtime, like few seconds, maybe 30 seconds. Apart from that, this is much recommended compared to in place upgrade. In place upgrade will also give you a little, will give you some downtime based on the database that you are actually and the data that you are trying to upgrade. Okay, so this is more preferred. I hope somebody somewhere out there will be able to pick up some nugget from this and go forth and practice this. Okay, right, again, in summary, we performed AWS major version upgrade using blue green deployment. The blue is the active, okay, or the current production clusters. The green is the new environment. So what AWS will do will copy the data from the blue, okay, to the green, okay. You do your test on the green, confirming, making sure everything is validated and you're happy with the new version. All your extensions are working all right. And then you do what we call a switch over. Okay, you switch over from the blue to the green. So your green becomes your blue. Okay, to serving your customers. And what you can do is to delete. Now let's delete our old cluster, the one which was running on version. Let's have a look. You see the one running on the old version, we want to delete that. Okay, this is the new version. Okay, that's the new version, that's the one we want. So let's delete the old one. Delete, delete, and then you type delete me. So delete me. Okay, delete that. Again, we can delete the cluster. Here you go, and then We don't want to retain in a snapshot. We acknowledge that. Okay, and then you delete. Okay, delete me. Right. Now you have your production cluster running. Okay, again, you can finally delete the deployment strategy. Okay, so again, what was it? Delete me again. Delete me. Okay, and then delete. Right. Once everything is deleted, you have your cluster running on the new version. Okay. Yeah. So we can see the old one being deleted. Okay, and we have our current one which is running. Okay, I hope, like I said, this helps someone out there. Okay, once you're done, and you can delete some parameters if you don't need them. Okay, or any snapshot that were created for the upgrade. Okay, happy learning. In my next video, I'm going to perform the in place major version upgrade. So again, watch out for that. See you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.